right? So when they now had that dissolution, they now appointed caretaker committee, hoping that all the factions will come together and, and rather for them to conform with the decision of the National Convention of the party. Because all this ESCO they are talking about, of course, related to 2016 and in 2017, drawing or stemming from the Supreme Court judgment that gave the National Convention of the party to carry out the activity of the party as long as the National Convention is validly convened. So that had taken place and it has overtaken the biodial-led ESCO. They are aware, and I would have expected them to have challenged that dissolution. Up till now, it was not challenged.
Okay.
All right. I think my brother again is not being very frank and addressing the issues properly. Now, he spoke about a judgment that Sikurulai Ogundele. Please, I asked him on live television to produce the judgment and read the contents just like I have done. I tell you, the only claim to legitimacy that these people have is that they have the backing of the national leadership of the party.
Let me understand that. Are you saying that there wasn't any judgment that recognized the
not at all.
No.
I'm talking, or you mentioned Sikurulai Ogundele.
Okay.
Now I'm saying there is no judgment as such. Even where the Supreme Court said the party, the convention has wide powers and all, it could not have. In fact, in that judgment, the Supreme Court made strenuous effort to see whether there was an order stopping.
Okay, but the question, why can't your principle work together?
That's what I have just said, that Honorable Adebutu, who is spearheading this other group, was with my principal, Senator Buruji Kashamu. They were the ones, when he left Labour Party to join PDP, they were the ones that facilitated, because the constitution of PDP forbids somebody from seeking elective office if you are not in the party up to like 6 months or thereabout. So they went to Abuja to get waiver for him. So he was with this group, he was with the structure of the party until he decided. He was the one that decided to go out of the family, so to speak. So it's left for him. Senator Buruji Kashamu is ever ready and willing to work with him.
Do they see him as such? That he's ever ready?
He said it repeatedly, and I'm aware, sir. Let me say this. I'm also aware that even people from Honorable Adebutu's side, from time to time, Senator Buruji Kashamu meets them and tells them he is not against he's not against land. He doesn't have anything against.
But has appealed the judgment, the recent judgment.
Now that judgment he was referring to, really, he doesn't have Ladi Adebutu's name anywhere there.
All right, we'll be back in a moment. Don't go away. All right, so gentlemen, what would you say can be the way forward now?
Well, the way forward is for this faction to toe the line of the national leadership of the party.
Both factions, or which one?
Both factions to toe the line of the national leadership of the party, because there is no way and there is no system that will not have a structure and headship.
Yeah, but what about the grievance of the other group?
It can be addressed if they approach the national leadership of the party. It can be addressed, and that is the only way. Because see, he who comes to equity must come with clean hand. Senator Kashamu is also providing leadership to some people, and he cannot, by that fact, say that he cannot be led. And the party or the Constitution of Federal Republic of Nigeria does not recognize an individual or group of people, resolving into self-help. So the situation remains that they still have to admit that the leadership of the party rests with Uche Secondus. And like I said, if they say that procurement of form is not written in the constitution, but party has to be administered. You must indicate interest, you must express intention to run for an elective position, and all of these things has to be taken custody by the party, and party has no record of such intention. And let me also say that even at the appeal court, it was stated that this matter cannot be classified as pre-election matter because party to the suit are not aspirants. They are not aspirants. So, and as a result, it has nothing to do with the congresses conducted by the National Executive Committee of the party. So they are only using ambush or perhaps using law to I'm street INEC, and I can tell you that in the next couple of days, all of these things will be clear.
Okay. He said something about the interpretation or what the Court of Appeal in Ibadan said. If the Court of Appeal in Ibadan said the matter before it was not a pre-election matter, it doesn't have to do with nomination of candidates and all. So I beg to ask, where did the interpretation that by implication the Court of Appeal judgment had sacked somebody as a candidate of the party? Because the court said this was not a pre-election matter. It doesn't have to do with nominations and all of that. So like we have said repeatedly, that ruling in Ibadan was meant to, or the judgments at the Court of Appeal was for a process that was meant to enforce the judgment that has been given since 2016, and
right.
as we speak till date, it has not been set aside or appealed.
All right, we need to anchor at this point. I'm afraid that's how far we can go, gentlemen. Sunday Sholari is the Secretary General of Ladi Adebutu Democratic Organization, and then we got to Austin New York, who is the spokesperson of the other faction within the PDP in Ogun State. Thank you for coming on both, and we wish you all the best as you try and sort this out. That's the show today. We thank you all for watching. We'll see you next week. I'm Chamberlain Uso.
Thank you, Bowman. And I'm Nell Taib. We have a good day.
The views and opinions expressed by guests on this program are those of the maker and do not necessarily reflect the views, opinions, and endorsement of Channels Television.